So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 players from the buyout market that can potentially be available that the 76ers should sign with their one remaining roster spot that is available, since they have recently waived Ignaz Brazdeikis. But before I get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, hit that notification bell button as well, not to miss out on any more awesome NBA videos like these. But with that being said, let's hop on to the video. So the first player that the Philadelphia 76ers should look into signing will be Jabari Parker. So Jabari Parker did not have an opportunity to play for the Sacramento Kings much this. So the second player that I would want the Philadelphia 76ers to sign if he does become available is Otto Porter Jr. And Porter Jr. right now currently is on the Orlando Magic and is likely to stay with the team, but there is kind of like a 25% chance that the Magic could buy him out by the end of today, because he currently is just not a great fit with the team because of his age and because of their rebuilding plans. And I'm sure he would want to go play for a contender instead of a team like a rebuilding team like the Orlando Magic. But if he does become available and hits the buyout market, the Philadelphia 76ers should definitely consider signing him. He would also be one of the best fits, if not the best fit, on the Philadelphia 76ers from all of these buyout players. Given his length and his 3-and-D abilities, he would just mesh in well with the Philadelphia 76ers. So hopefully it does work out that the Philadelphia 76ers will be able to sign him, given that they are also a championship contender that could definitely compete for the finals. And Otto Porter Jr. currently averages 10 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists per game, while shooting a solid percentage of 38% from 3, 43% from the field, and 86% from the free throw line. Otto Porter Jr. is very injury prone during his career and is even currently injured with a minor foot injury with the Orlando Magic. So his injuries might be a problem for a team like the Philadelphia 76ers in terms of consistency of staying on the court at all times. But when he's healthy, he could even start for a team like the Sixers with his all-around play and that he can create a shot for himself. But since the Sixers have an elite player just like that with Tobias Harris, I feel like Otto Porter Jr. would mesh in very well with the team if he would be a backup small forward. And he would probably take away some minutes from Mike Scott and Furkan Korkmaz. But with that being said, let's hop on to player number 3. So the third player that the 76ers should try to target would be Kelly Olynyk if he does become available. And again, like Otto Porter Jr., it seems unlikely that the Rockets would want to give up Kelly Olynyk, given that he was probably the main piece of the trade with Victor Oladipo. But there's a case that he could be bought out because he definitely does not fit the team's rebuild right now, since they're clearly trying to rebuild with Christian Wood and Kevin Porter Jr., and he just does not fit that given his age at 29 years old, and he would definitely be a great fit for contending teams. But if he does somehow become available, he would be a great fit for the Philadelphia 76ers given his playoff experience with the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. And Olynyk can definitely space the floor. He's a great shooter. He could definitely play great defense with his length and athleticism. And his role would be probably also a backup power forward on the team and take away some minutes from Mike Scott and Furkan Korkmaz as well. But the question would be, would he want that role on the Sixers team? But if anything, the 76ers could even make him a starter, and they could start him with Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, Danny Green, and Joel Embiid, and put Seth Curry on the bench. He's stepped up his game while he's playing for the Houston Rockets currently, as he's averaging about 18 points per game and 8 rebounds while shooting great percentages from 3 and from the field. And I even believe that he's probably the missing piece for a team like the Philadelphia 76ers. So hopefully they find a way to sign him if and when he becomes available from the buyout market. So now let's hop into player number 4. So the fourth player that the Philadelphia 76ers should try to sign if he becomes available is Wayne Ellington. At his age, being 33 years old, Wayne Ellington has actually had a very good season with the Detroit Pistons, even though he does not fit with the team clearly. And the Pistons are rebuilding, and Wayne Ellington is 33 years old, so you guys already know that they probably need to try to buy Wayne Ellington out. And hopefully they do. I think it's a 50-50% chance at this moment, because I'm sure Wayne Ellington would want to compete for a title instead of spending his years and seasons on teams like rebuilding teams like the Detroit Pistons. And he is another 3-and-D type of player, and the Sixers would definitely use that. He's a shooting guard though. He's not like one of those big players, as he's only like 6'6", but he's definitely an elite spot-up shooter that can hit it at a high rate. And in terms of his role with the Philadelphia 76ers, he would probably take away minutes from players like Shake Milton and maybe even a little bit of Danny Green as well. And of course, some of Furkan Korkmaz's minutes as well. So any team can obviously add shooting on their roster, and he definitely provides that, but I just don't think that he's the best fit in terms of real fit with the Philadelphia 76ers at this current moment. I feel like someone like a Kelly Olynyk, Otto Porter Jr, or Jabari Parker would be a much better fit for the Philadelphia 76ers, especially Kelly Olynyk. But without further ado, now let's hop into player number 5. So the fifth and final player that the Philadelphia 76ers should try to sign is Darius Miller. So Darius Miller is not currently on an NBA roster, as he is set to become a free agent after being waived yesterday by the Oklahoma City Thunder. And he definitely did not fit the Oklahoma City Thunder given his age at 31 years old, and the Thunder obviously being a rebuilding team. So they definitely made the right move and waived him, and now that gives an opportunity for another team to sign him, and that could be the Philadelphia 76ers. So Miller is like a shooting guard or small forward type of player that could replace minutes of a Furkan Korkmaz and even Mike Scott and possibly Matisse Thybulle, but I personally would not do that because Matisse Thybulle has been playing very well for the Philadelphia 76ers as of late. And he only averages 4 points per game for the Thunder because he hasn't been giving that much of an opportunity and that many minutes to show off his game. And another honorable mention would go to Austin Rivers, given that his dad, Doc Rivers, is the coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, and Austin Rivers is currently a free agent after being bought out by the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the Philadelphia 76ers have definitely shown interest in him in the offseason prior to him signing with the New York Knicks. But with that being said, let me know which player you would want the Philadelphia 76ers to sign with their open roster spot from the buyout market in the comment section down below, and make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video. It was KNYT here, and I'm out. Peace.